In this lesson, we're going to review video wall. So with a video wall, you can actually span a presentation across multiple screens. So if you want to put multiple screens in a vertical or horizontal configuration, you can have the content bleed from one screen to the next, or you can also have the option to run individual content on each one of the screens. With the current release, we support a 4096 by 4096 pixel resolution, so you can use both vertical and horizontal configuration, and we'll cover some of the possible configurations you can use. To take advantage of multi-screen, you'll need to get a good computer for your signage player. This computer can run both Windows and Mac, and it should have a good video card that can drive 2, 3, or possibly 4 screens. So over here right now, we're looking at the display properties of our PC, and this particular PC was set up with 4 video outs. It has 2 screens on top and 2 screens on the bottom. And just to confirm that this configuration is valid, you can see that each screen right here is set to be at 1920 by 1080. So if we multiply the width, the total of the width of the 2 screens is 3840, which is smaller than our allowed 4096. And the height, which is 1080 times 2, is 2160, which again is below our allowed 4096. So this configuration will work just fine. In the following configuration, we've connected 5 screens to a single computer, but we've set up all the screens in vertical mode. And here you're looking at the Windows display properties, and you can see that the total width of the screens are now 3240 and the total height is 3840. And so just like before, this is a valid configuration which will work just fine because we're still within our 4096 by 4096 maximum resolution configuration. So in the previous configuration, each screen was set to a high definition 1920 by 1080. In the following configuration, we've set each screen to a smaller resolution of 1024 by 768. And so it allows us to build a video wall of up to 16 screens, where each screen is set up in horizontal or landscape mode. And if you took the same screens and set them to a vertical or portrait mode, you would be able to fit 20 screens into your video wall. But remember that you'll still need a computer strong enough with a video wall controller to be able to drive that many screens. And what's great about this configuration is that it allows you to create your presentation and simply bleed your content across all your screens, regardless if it's images or video. So you just build the presentation once and the system will take care of dividing the content for you. And at the same time, if you wanted to control individual content on specific screens, you can do that as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the studio and see how to configure all this. So once you've set up your PC with a proper screen configuration, launch the Signage Studio, go to Navigation and to Screens. So let's go ahead and add a new screen. Click on the plus sign right here, and let's select the high definition 1920 by 1080 screen. And this would be just a regular horizontal screen. If you want this to be a vertical screen, we can go and just rename it and set it to be 1080 by 1920. And now we got a vertical configuration. Click on next and finish, and here is our vertical screen. And again, don't forget that you'll need to have the matching configuration of the resolution set up on the Signage Player PC that will run the presentation. Next, let's go ahead and set up this configuration that you see here, which are 4 HD screens. We're going to set up a 3840 by 2160 screen layout. Just like before, click on the plus sign. We'll go ahead and call this our 4 screen HD and set the width to be 3840 and the height to be 2160. Click on next and finish. Let's go ahead and zoom out. And as you can see right here, we have a total of 3 screen divisions, and this is a pretty large area. Again, if we select the 4 screen HD, you can see it's 3840 by 2160. So let's go ahead and make a little bit more room here so we can see everything. Next, we'll go ahead and create our own screen layout or our own screen divisions for each screen. So click over here to add our screen division, and we'll go ahead and draw 4 screen divisions and set each one to be 1920 by 1080. And now of course we'll be able to use the channels on the timeline and run different content on each one of the screen divisions. So if you wanted to run a content that's going to bleed across all screens, you can use this particular configuration, screen division 1. If you want to run different content on each screen, you simply use this particular screen division configuration. If you wanted, for example, to have this screen run a little bit different content, you could simply add another screen division, maybe add an RSS here. So you have full flexibility over which content is going to run where within your 4-screen layout configuration. And because you're driving all the screens from a single computer, you can really set any type of screen division. So if you want to set up layerings or masks or create multiple screen divisions per screen, all that is completely up to you and very flexible. So let's go ahead and just use this screen configuration in a campaign. So switch to the timelines, click on the plus sign to add a new campaign. Next, select our 4-screen that we just drew earlier. Next, and select our screen configuration. And sure enough, we can see that everything was assigned to us, and we have all the channels to place content on. So we got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like we drew earlier. And if you have any questions, be sure to speak to our support team.